you. Okay. All right, so welcome everyone. Today we have a special key topic from Lily about her learning and the aha moments that she's had from the leadership school in KL, Malaysia, which is fantastic because we haven't had a chance to go, but then for us to be able to learn from her is wonderful as well. And I see Liwa and Vera also here. I wonder if Liwa went as well. I think Liwa did too, didn't he? Yeah, so that's good. All right, so let's get started with team sharing positive news first before we hand the time to Lily sharing about the key topic. So anyone with with the last couple of weeks, because I know that last week we didn't have our calling because we had the special webinar with Kevin Buckman about the management of our inventory too. So I hope that you all had a chance to look at it. But if not, then we can obviously, for those of you who haven't had a chance, go through it again. So any positive news since 2 weeks ago, where I know that Christine had a fantastic sharing about the possibility list. So anyone had any experiences of good news in the last couple of weeks? Any volunteer want to start us off?
We're all shy.
Don't be shy. No one. No news. No news is good news, yeah? Liwa, how have you been doing?
Maybe I start.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. I think this week I start. Oh,
okay, sorry.
Okay, well, Heidi can start and followed by Liwa then.
Okay. Yeah, this week I started my first ever coaching official coaching.
I know.
Piggybacking Kitty. Someone who is very dear to me, but yeah, coaching the 21 days for her. Yeah, maybe that's my good news.
Definitely good news. It is good news for well done. I'm really proud of you because seriously, from seeing you doing the coaching with me when you came in, just give you guys a bit of a background. She didn't even want to be a business partner. She just said, I just want to do this TLS weight management. I don't even want to consider anything from the business side. Or maybe Heidi, you can tell us a bit about your journey so people know the background.
No, I only came in for losing weight, and that was it. And I was actually, so I'm unlike everybody who actually started off with like a pack or something like that. I just say that not interested. So I didn't actually even buy the starter pack. I'm one of the odd ones that I only pay for the 130 and bought my little pack and then just went for it. And yeah, I mean, down the road now is like, I can't believe it. I'm training someone.
Yes, exactly. And she's doing really well and so encouraging to not only her own TLS customers, her own clients, but like in our group, we've got a group that we're doing it together. She's also, as my fellow coach, supporting and encouraging, our other customers and people that, she's supporting. So it's just, wonderful to see Heidi's growth, both in TLS as well as in the business. She's growing to be a good leader as well. So well done. Very, very positive news. That's for sure. Okay, so Liwa, you had something to share?
Oh yeah, not much of the good news, Kitty. Bad news more than good news.
Oh, okay, you can share about this. Okay, you can remember when you started doing your TLS journal, I think Lily gave you that journal, right? That you are able to always convert a negative comment into a positive, remember?
Yeah.
Or you tell us whatever the bad news first, and then we can try and use that reframing from the negative to the positive, shall we?
Yeah, always got, always I have prospect, but when come to like UBP, we have set up the appointments like, to take them to the HBP, and always got the last minute turned out. They'll WhatsApp you, oh, I can't make it because the mother-in-law is coming from, coming for visit, all this nonsense.
Oh, so last minute cancellation.
Yeah, last minute cancellation. That's very usual.
Oh,
Now I'm used to it
okay.
now. Yeah.
So can some leaders here give Li Wah any advice when that happens? I tell you, you're not the only one that experienced that though, right?
Yeah, I can say something, no?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I always think if not the right people, I rather they turn down me. Then when I bring them to the business, they say this one, they don't want to do that one. That's what I see now from the so many year experience. I always pray to God, say, God, if not the right people, please, they will say, they cannot come or what. So I save all this down the track. At least it's out front, I got a reject, but I know that means it's not the right timing for them or not the right people. That's what I always take it in a positive way. So they will waste my time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, because it's very
Yeah.
easy to get discouraged, right, Li Wah, when people say they're coming, but they don't. And
Yeah.
or even when people that have become part of your team and then suddenly they disappear, like that happens too. I've had those happen to me. But seriously, like Auntie Ann said, yeah, it's if you look at that, you see these are the people that are not suitable. Instead of wasting a lot of your time on them, we can actually reframe it. Why don't we give the time to those that is worth our time? Yeah, so that's right.
Yeah, because make sure we are $1 million business. We don't want to waste time on people. They are not see this as a business. And don't know that they can reach their goal, because if you set a goal, you should know that you will reach it. But the wrong people waste your time.
Exactly. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's now turn into today's key topic then. Lily, can you please share with us? Do you have a screen?
Yes, I do. So I shall share my screen.
Sure. Hello, Ken. Oh, finally see you. Good to have you.
Okay, where is my presentation? Hang on. So I think today, looking at the list of people that are on the call, I will share, Hong will share, and I think Li Wah, you can share something too.
Great.
Yeah. Just your takeaway, basically, whether you have slides or not, that doesn't really matter. Sorry, I didn't get my slides ready.
No problem.
Okay, so firstly, it was a very, very good leadership school. As usual in Malaysia, there were about 5,000 participants, we were told, that came. And it was like some very high percentage of people that bought the ticket and turned up. I think Kevin Bachman shared it was like 80 or 90% attendance. That was how good it was. So it was a very enlightening, and yes, I did get some aha moments, as you call it, Kitty. And the best thing of all is that, look, all these PowerPoints that we saw on that 2 days is now available for you to go through yourself. It's just PowerPoints. There's no audio to it. But the PowerPoint says a lot anyway, and I did use some of them in my talk here. So you can find them in your MalaysianUnfranchised.com under Help and Training Support Material. And just search for this Malay LS, Malay Leadership School, basically, 2019. And you can see all the PowerPoints. So there were many, many speakers there, and I am just going to put up some of the key points that I got out from each of the, not all of the speakers, of course, otherwise this will be a 1 hour, 2 hour talk instead. So the ones that I got from Justin Lin, who is from, they are either, I think he's Taiwan, he's from Taiwan, and he was talking, he started off the event actually after Cherie Fong and all the other people had their talk, talking about how Market America is actually in the shared economy space. So when we talk to people, we can always talk about how the shared economy is the way that people are doing business nowadays. So the foundation of shared economy is because there's idle resources, things that people have that is not being used. So by sharing it, now it is utilized, to its optimal level. So sharing economy that we're familiar with is, of course, Uber, Airbnb, and EatWith must be a Malaysian or a Taiwanese sharing economy platform too. And he pointed out that most of the sharing method only focus on spending your money. That means we have to put money, we are always spending money on these sites, okay? However, with Market America, Market Malaysia, Shop.com, we also have a large idle resource in our life. And he talks about as our idle time, right? So it is, he compares it to that Market Australia, Market Malaysia, Market America is a shared entrepreneurship, which converts our daily expenses into earnings. So we have a lot of time, and what do we love to do best? What we like to do is in our nature is always to, when we find something good, we like to recommend, we like to share. So using this concept, where now we have got a platform where we can convert our daily expenses to earning. So this is like using our idle resources in this shared economy space, okay? And the good thing about what we have got here is that we have things that an average person can do. Usually in a normal business, an average person, he says, do not know how to do promotion, but ours is a one-on-one. So we can do this face-to-face with someone that we have built trust and relationship with. So it makes it so much easier. You don't have to do any big promotion. So, and also in real life, there's a limit to what we can do competently. Even if we wanted to start a business, there's only so much knowledge that we have got, all right? However, with the Market Australia, Market Malaysia, Shop.com system, using the MPCP, we are able to encourage everyone and we help each other. So the problem of being an individual doesn't come into play anymore because we work as a team. Then another thing that the average person, when they want to go into business, is that they want to learn, but they have no one to guide them through it, because in a traditional business, it is not common for someone who is successful in the same type of industry to want to help you, right? Because you are a competitor. However, in our system with the GMTSS, what it is that it is like a university that we all can attend, that we all can learn and leverage on. Then the other thing that he pointed out, another good point, is that in a normal life, if you are just an individual doing things on your own, there's time and capital constraint with your own effort, your own money. However, with our unfranchised business, it is really low risk because the cost to get into a business is low, the expenses is capped and all that, and it is based on the leverage system. That's how why it's such an efficient business. Then following that, Kevin Bachman came on, and he was his usual dynamic self, very focused. He's a very awesome speaker. So he came in and he talked about shopping annuity, and we know what shopping annuity is all about. But one thing that caught me is when he points out, not only at the talk at the convention, but also when he did his special calling on the Monday, is that IBV is actually money for nothing, because you were going to spend the item from that store anyway. So do not just throw money away when you can actually be making money with your expenses. And he talked about that in our business, we need to build a strong team. If you want to have residual income, you need to have a strong team. And how do you do that? Because you have to lead by example. As we know, people do what you do, not what you tell them to do. And to imprint the right way by investing time with people so that you can get residual income. So residual income was talked a lot during the convention. And I think this is the point that we all need to get across to people, that this is a business which can actually provide us with residual income, not a once-off income, okay? And he pointed out that we have to imprint the right way. That means before you actually even get a person into the business, they must have seen the plan 3 times minimum. So the first time could be with you, the second time to a HBP, the third time to a UBP, each time bringing their own people along to these meetings and trainings. And then, of course, you have to lead them by selling them tickets to the next GMTSS events, and then getting them started right away by helping them find customers and business partners through product parties and home business presentations. And also important that as a senior who has brought the new person into a business, we have to help them confirm the attendees. And he pointed this out again. It says that we are a part-time business, not a spare-time business. So when we bring on board a new UFO, we need to get them to look at their calendar and set the time that they are going to work. So we need to tie them down to those and have the discipline to make them treat this seriously by keeping to the schedule. Okay, because if they don't, as you know, one day can go on to the next, and then by the end of 1 year, they said that nothing happens. And actually at the calling, 90-day getting the, I think it's called 90 days fast start for new UFO. Kevin Bachman was talking on Monday, and he also said that this is a time critical factor, because your new UFO is hottest at his most motivated time frame of mind in the first 30 days of the business. After that, it's a downward slope. If nothing happens, there's nothing, you have done nothing with them, then the enthusiasm falls, and we all know that, right? So the power is in the plan, because in our business, we have the 4 critical business success factors, which we should be very proud of, right? In any business that someone wants to look at, they want to make sure that it is a business that is profitable. Can you make money? And marketability. Is there a market for the product that we have in a marketplace for our product? And for the business plan. Scalability. Is it duplicatable? Meaning in a business, if you have a business that is restricted, you can't scale it, then it's not a true business, right? Not a true business system. So with ours, it is one that we can duplicate, not based, and that is so amazing when you think about it. And sustainability, does it have the ability to last? So we have all these 4 critical business success factors in marketaustraliashop.com. So be proud. Johnny Huang is an amazing Taiwanese trainer, and he's a very high pin. I can't remember what his pin level is, but very high. And he came in, he used to be an insurance, very senior insurance salesperson. became a sales manager and had his own agency of some sort. So financially, he was very well off already at the time, but he was very time poor. And it was because of his family that he decided to build this business so that he could buy himself up time. So he says, when you're talking about goal setting, you have to begin with the end in mind. And we've heard that before, even from other speakers, right? So basically ask your questions. How do you want to live your life? Okay? And in order to do that, you need to dream big. So have a dream board. It is part of the steps that we have to do because it will help you visualize what it is that you want. So in his dream board, he had a lot of pictures of his family. He's very athletic and he loves riding. So he has his goals of wanting to ride, taking his family, his mom, his dad, his, traveling and things like that. So have a dream board. Every one of us should actually have a dream board in place, okay? And then the goal setting. So he talked about how to help someone with a business plan, all right? So you need to have a money amount in mind, and when you want to achieve it, what is it that you have to sacrifice to make or obstacles to overcome? And most of it will be depending on the mindset of the person, isn't it? And then how do we achieve to those income goals that we want? Basically, it is doing the Master UFO. Any challenges along the way, for him it was the Chairman Challenge, and then selling tickets. Buying tickets and selling tickets is huge. And the reason is not because it is just an activity to be done. It is because that is the only way that you can build the culture of bringing people to get used to coming to meetings and trainings together with the team, all right? So he was very big on that. And of course, nothing happens until you take massive action, okay? In this was taken from Market America, obviously, that he used as the slide. It is a 2 to 3 year plan. And he pointed out that, yes, when you start off, you have to put in a lot of sacrifice and you see that, nothing seems to be happening. You're putting on all this effort, but nothing seems to be happening and you're not getting a lot of outcome and money back, right? And then as you go on, the amount of time and investment that you put into the business becomes less, but the amount of money that you are getting back is now your residual income. So seeing this diagram, it's good to understand that, yes, this is how our business is. When you start, it seems like nothing is happening. And but if you stay on, don't quit, keep pushing, keep doing, this could be the end result. So how do you want to live your life? By doing the things that you fear and making it part of your life, he said. Michelle Liu, the queen of retailing from Market Singapore, was teaching about retailing, and she had 2 other participants with her who one was, I think one was in retail and the other was a professional. So person that she was interviewing, doing like a panel. And basically retailing for her is you have to build a friend first because no one will buy if you come across as a salesperson, all right? So it is important to establish a strong trust and bond, show that you care and you have fun together. And because what you want from that customer is to get a bigger and bigger share of their spending, right? And the important thing is when you have got someone who is a potential customer, you need to probe, you need to ask questions. So if it is heading towards the supplements way, then you would have to ask, do you take any supplements at the moment? So how long have you been taking? How long have you been interested in supplementation? So What do you hope to achieve in the long run? Basically, all this question is so that you can fill in the blanks to be able to help the customer. And end by saying, if I could show you how to solve the problem, will you give me a chance? All right. And as part of the sales training, basically in retail, you always have to, I suppose, say it back, the question that the customer has, or the potential customer has asked of you. So always start by saying, what I hear you saying is, da 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 da, you know, that I've got this ache that I haven't been able to get rid of, you know, and whatever. Okay, so you put back the problem in your words to them, so that you are clarifying and getting the agreement. All right. And then respond in the best interest of your customers, because you want to make sure that you are actually addressing the problem instead of just providing products without thinking of how the products will actually address the issue that the customer has. So one of the things that you can always say to assure your customer is that our product's benefits are consistent and you will experience an improvement. All right. And of course, you have to provide your personal testimonial if you have, and be able to, if you don't have, then you have to use other people's testimonials, because as she also reiterated, stories sell, facts tell. Okay. And one of the good things to do, to get into the habit of doing, is to break down the price to daily dosages, so that it makes it sound really value. You are giving value to our supplements, for example. So you take the price, divide by the number of dosage that is said on the bottle, and say, hey, look, this is less than a cup of coffee for your own health, right? So then you have to ask for the sale. You have to close. Do not be afraid of asking. Do you prefer, shall I schedule a delivery for you? Is there anything we should include before we finalize the bill? All right. So actually, she made it very fun by having this panel of two ladies. And what she did was she actually was role playing. So she'll tell them that I am this very tired mom. We've got 3 kids and young children and running around, that sort of scenario, and then get each of the person to recommend products to her, right? And then she taught us in that way, which was very good. So it's hard to explain if you're not there. Joanne, she was amazing. Joanne, she and her topic was basically all about mindset, right? And how you have to really take responsibility, and do you acknowledge that this is your own business? Okay, so you have to take action yourself and not always be dependent, because you're supposed to be an independent business person, right? And this was a very good slide that she put up, which you can identify whether are you a crowd or are you a team member. So based on the attitude, when you are just a crowd, when people talk, your attitude is, oh, Market America, Market Australia is a great platform to know people, right? But when you are a team player, your attitude will be, I want to be an entrepreneur to enjoy a better lifestyle. And when it comes to goal setting and action plan, when you are a crowd, if there is no personal or team goal and you don't take any action, all right? So you kind of drifting. Whereas when you are a team player, if you possess personal and team goals and you assist each other to succeed. Where retailing is concerned, you are a crowd. So why must I do auto ship, you know? So, but when you are a team player, you understand that auto ship is what makes our business stable, that it is not only for personal consumption, but you actually want to have a volume greater than just auto ship. So we aim for the maximum instead of the minimum. Achieve 500 BV and 100 IBV every month. That's her in US. And then prospect qualifying and sponsoring. When you are a crowd, when you are not concerned about training, not interested about training, and you're just chit-chatting and you know, whereas you are a team player, when you actually have attended trainings, so you are professional now to be able to talk and help people that your prospect understand what you are all about, right? So you must get that skill. You must go for training to be professional in what we do. Things like showing the plan, things about the products that you are, the line of products that you are going to major in. You have to get qualified yourself. And then when it comes to a follow-up, you are a crowd. When there's no teamwork, you don't turn up, you don't not interested, you know, you turn up whenever it suits you, that sort of attitude. Whereas you are a team member, if team development is the first priority. So you come together whenever there is a meeting and training, and you go together as a team, you encourage each other. So, and you do follow-up 2-on-1s with your new people. So I thought this was a very well-placed site to know whether you are a crowd or a team. And it is through a teamwork that is how you create the atmosphere, because when you go together as a team, there's excitement. Like, it's not only just about learning, but it is also about social. So we go together as a team whenever we have a home party, HBP or coring or product training, you know, you get each other along, encourage each other to turn up, so that the culture is that everyone, whenever there's a meeting and training, everyone wants to go, you know, they don't want to miss out. That's the thing. And that's her team, a picture of her team. I'm sure it's bigger than that, actually. Okay, Simon Liu is also from Taiwan. He is a very good speaker. In fact, all the speakers on that 2 days were very, very good. Now, he spoke in Mandarin. My Mandarin is only 50%, but thank God they had English slides on it, right? So by looking at the slides and half understanding what he was saying, I was able still to enjoy very much what he was teaching. So this is the slide which Kevin Bachman actually referred to when he was holding his coring session on Monday. The first 90 days, I think that was the topic, right? And this is where Simon Liu showed the chart, which shows that the first chart, the average UFO motivation level chart. So when they just join, their motivation is 100%. But in month 1, if there is no results, no activities, nothing happening, then the motivation goes down very, very sharply. And hence, by the end of 12 months, chances are they will say bye-bye, right? Whereas for a Go Now UFO, when they join, and if there's activities going, what you want is to be able to keep their motivation level up there. And how do you do that? By bringing them along to team meetings, all the events that is happening with the team. And this is where the teamwork, the friendship that is developed, and the atmosphere that is generated that will keep the UFO at that high motivation level. Okay, so the difference between these two types of UFOs is the average UFO will think that, I will only attend if it's of interest to me, the training, all right? If it's of interest to me, then I'll go. But for a Go Now UFO, they will always attend trainings because they know, they understand that whenever they go to training, there's always something that they will pick up, right? So by attending trainings, it is to find that magic moment, as we all, JR calls it, and Simon Liu actually calls it the moment. How does it in Mandarin? It was very good. I can't even remember what it said. Na yi miao, or something like that. It's actually the aha moment, okay? So he talked about how people that we bring into the business, whatever profession, whether they are student, athlete, civil servant, any profession people, any new UFO that we bring in, their first thought in their mind is, I have started an online business. I am going to be successful. All right? But what they need to understand is that we as the senior business partners understand that they cannot just jump from being themselves to a successful entrepreneur without having to attend all the GMTSS meetings and trainings, okay? Because this is where they learn. With the GMTSS and team trainings, this is the thing that will enable an average person to succeed. So we need to get into the habit, which the Taiwanese has got it in spades, is to keep bringing their people to events after events, so that each time that they come in, they enjoy it is like expected. It's not something that they will say, oh, should I go, should I not go? They have developed the culture that, yep, there's a meeting, we are there. So this is the important thing about how we need to learn to leverage the GMTSS and team meetings and bring our people along, okay? Because the GMTSS is the only way for us to succeed, to create our residual income, especially when you are unable to be at multiple locations at the same time, right? So if you have got a business partner, that's why we are able to have business partner in all over the world, because of the GMTSS system. We have different place, different language, different culture, and this can be only done not by yourself. By yourself, that's impossible, right? In the end, we have to leverage on this GMTSS, and that is what is so unique about Market America, Market Australia, shop.com. Basically because of this unified training system that everyone can plug into. So the benefit of leveraging on the GMTSS is that you can get to learn from various speakers, so that you can actually learn for yourself and for the team to go together. And the best thing is your speaker is actually training your partner, your team, because believe it or not, whether you may have been telling your new UFO, your team members the same thing, but when they hear it from another person, they say, I never knew that. But you have actually been telling them for a long time, while you are training them. It's just that when you bring them to an event and let someone teach your team, that is so much more powerful, okay? And understand that Market America has spent 27 years, on this proven system, creating the GMTSS with the MPCB so that we can create residual income. So Kevin Bachman, during his talk, asked the questions. Do you want to earn $1,500 per week? Of course, in Malaysia, it was 6,000 ringgit. $1,500 per week, or do you want $300 fast? Okay, because that is what residual income is. A regular residual income of $1,500 coming in week after week after week. That takes time to build. But if you want to earn $300 commission quick, that's not hard, all right? But it is not residual. So we need to leverage on the GMTSS to be able to create and bring our team along with us so that we can create this residual income, okay? So why Simon Liu then basically finished up by stressing that, the most important thing to coming to trainings is to find that moment, that key moment. And he worked it out. I think he's an engineer, so he worked it out very mathematically for you to see. He said the probability to find that moment is if you attend one training every year, right? So if you attend twice, the probability for me to find that moment, that aha moment, is 2 times. If I come 5 times, the probability for me to find that aha moment is 5 times. If I come 10 times, then the probability for me to find that moment that which is going to change your life, your thinking, is 10 times. But if I attended every training, the probability to find that aha moment is then unlimited. Isn't that a simple calculation? So what he says is that the problem is, then maybe I'm not so good at maths. If I don't attend every meeting, then what I'm actually limiting my own success, right? If I don't attend all the meetings and trainings that is available, then I am missing my opportunity to get that aha moment, that moment which will push me on to create the success that I need. Okay, so Ted Cho, that was Simon Liu's. Now Ted Cho is, again, successful Taiwanese leader, and he came on the stage to talk about building your team. Basically, everybody needs a team in order to get the residual income. We understand that, right? So Kevin Bachman again used this point to stress again at his calling on a Monday, in that we are actually business partners when we take someone on board. So everyone has to do their part. That is what a partner means, right? And if they don't, then they are letting the team down, okay? And the only way for us to create residual income, and you can see that this was something that was brought on over and over and over again by the speakers, is that you need to build a team, and the ongoing income, the residual income, only comes from your team. All right? So the way to work with seniors partners is you must be coachable, all right? Be grateful, have respect, and think of a win-win situation. How you work with a junior partner is you got to lead by example. You have to be patient, show respect, again, try to get into a win-win situation. And then cross-line, we be supportive, we be ethical, that's the main thing, and have a win-win. Janice Lin, topic was very, very good, very, very interesting. And again, she was stressing on how there is a recruitment process is not a once-off thing, right? It is a process which goes through 9 steps. So names list, discussion, invite, qualify, have a qualifying meeting, leading to show the plan, then have the profitability with team system and global resources, that's the learning and bringing to events, and then making sure that all the questions and answers, all the rules and requirements are told before you do the sign up, and then the process starts again, okay? So the names list is critical. That is how your business starts. Don't prejudge. So, and to be able to come up with 100 names is what Kevin Bachman suggests, all right? And you need to be adding 2 new names per day, which is part of the our daily steps anyway. Then step 2 is to do the invite. Right? An invite to sit down and have a coffee meeting with the suspect at this stage, all right? So you have your 2 minutes commercial ready. This is very important because what she actually showed us on stage was that how she actually wrote down her 2-minute commercial, and there were pages and pages of corrections that she did before she came out with her final one, that she ran past her senior business partner, practiced saying it until it became fluent, right? And that's what we need to do, because until you have your 2-minute commercial, then you won't be able to have a good conversation with the person that you are talking to, you're prospecting, okay? And then when you are inviting, it is best to do it in a workshop environment because it is fun and not so scary for you to be trying to do the call on your own, all right? And so in a team environment, everyone does it together, so together we can achieve the result. The third one is to have the qualifying meeting or a coffee meeting. And this is all about having a conversation. Show them that you care, all right? And we already know this. I have heard of the form. But in the Taiwanese group, they always talk about the dreams, talk about the health, and this one, N, is something new again, all right? Talk about their needs. Basically, you are trying to identify what are their dreams. Is there any health issue or is there any need that we can perhaps help them with through our business or product? And then when you are looking for business partners, someone that you want to partner with, yes, you want someone who have experienced success before, ambitious, and all these other things. But the most important, according to Janice, is you must find people who like dealing with people and who are willing to learn. So these are the two key traits that she looks for when she is prospecting. Then show the plan, which is the fifth one, right? The fourth one, show the plan. And there are many talking points that you can show the plan on, right? You can talk about all these. And then 5, 6, and 7, profitability, team system, and global resources is basically how now, even before you do not want to sign up this new UFO, this new prospect yet, but you want just to bring him or her along to all these team events that you have in your team, right? So you bring them along to the HBPs, to the retail events, tell them about upcoming GMTSS, get them to buy a ticket, invite them to bring their friends along so that they can sell the ticket too, and basically create the culture, the atmosphere that is what you're expected to do if you want to succeed in the business. You have to attend the meetings and trainings with your team and learn as you are going along and bring people along with you, okay? So this become a habit, basically, a culture. And then number 8 is when the person is ready to register and they have been to several events and meetings and trainings, seen the plan 3 times already, then you need to sit down with them and make sure that all the objections, any concerns are addressed. Most important is to cover with them the rules and obligations of the business, which is what's auto-ship, what's Form 1000, what's auto-renewal, why it is important to be on the system to buy tickets and sell tickets, the challenges that they go through, okay? Do not skip this part. Then they are ready to register with you, okay? And when you register, then you take them through the getting started guide and all that, and then the whole recruitment process starts again, okay? So that was that, and then you need to take action because knowledge and implementation leads to transformation. That's all from me. Hong, do you want to say something before? Are we out of time? Have I talked too much?
No, keep going. That's fantastic. Yes, that's
okay. I'll pass you on to Hong. Hang on a minute. I'll change the slides.
Thank you. So, Tim, if you've got anything that you have learned and you would like to give feedback, or something is your aha moment of what leadership, perhaps you can just type it in the group chat so that we can sort of share with one another out of those amazing information that Lily has shared, what you've found your moment. Okay, so Hong, thank you.
Okay. I'm really just going to cover that one part that Anthony Kwan, who is the I think he's the GM for the whole of Asia Pacific except Australia. Okay, so from Taiwan Hong Kong, Malaysia, and Singapore. He's responsible for that. So he was able to provide some very general big data type of information, which I found very useful. And I think what I wanted to cover today, this one was more of what I took away that can be used. On this screen, what he showed us was the population of the countries that are in Asia Pacific. Okay, so if you add it up, he added it up for us. Everybody can see it except us. Okay, don't worry. No, it's okay. So there's a total of 95 million in population in these 5 countries. Okay, now all of us could look at it and say, okay, it's a very big number. So what? Okay, but if I can bring it back to perhaps help us when we are talking to somebody, talking in teams, think about it like this. For what is essentially, if you look at our startup kit, right, really the cost of the business, right, minus the products in Australia is $130. For $130, you've got a business that has a market potential of 95 million. Okay. Now, somebody may say that to you and say, oh, look, how am I going to reach somebody in Taiwan, right? I don't speak the language, etc. But you're given we, right? Not you, but we, me included. We are given the web portal in each of these countries. Okay, so that's number one, right? Now, and number two, I suppose the analogy that I could use would be somebody saying to you, you're opening a shoe shop, right? You could open it in a shopping strip by your suburb, right? And that strip has got, I don't know, a few thousand people passing on the way to the station on a daily basis. But then somebody says to you, oh, why don't we go to Chadstone, right? There's a lot more foot traffic. Well, the rent goes up, right? And so okay, you decide to go to Chadstone, open a shop. But then you've got to open your shop, right? You've got to do all the right things to market, brochures, do social media, etc. And only then will you be successful, right? And in fact, one of the slides that Lily didn't show, that Simon from Taiwan showed, was that you either build your system or you buy a system. What have we all done? We have bought a system, right? So the system gives us access to all these number of people in the Asia Pacific region. So our $130 in Australian dollars gives us access to that. Think about it that way, right? Now, this is another very interesting slide that I took away. What Anthony Kwan was able to do was to analyze who are the 5 top partner store categories in Asia Pacific, right? So by country. So the number 1 by each country is what is shown here, right? So in Australia, the number 1 category is travel, followed by apparel, etc. So all of you can go and download this slide yourself if you are interested, okay? So it shows you, for example, in Taiwan, the biggest seller is not travel. Travel for them was number 4, but the general shopping site. So I think in the particular case of Taiwan has got thousands of walk-in stores, shop local stores, and that is what moves their IBV, right? Hong Kong is also travel, Singapore is also travel, Malaysia is also travel, right? And if you look in the last 2 lines, look at the number of online stores that each of those countries have, okay? So Taiwan, as you can see, is the largest number. Australia has got 550. Compared to Singapore, is a little bit lower. And if you look at the shop local, in Australia, it's not applicable because we don't have that. But in other countries, you can see their their shop local, right? So this slide is very, very important, and I suppose it will be for someone like Lisa Tuff, who goes and talks and tries to entice other people, other partner stores coming in. She probably would share information like this, okay? And the 5 partner store category, this is the same partner store. It just goes through and highlights where they stand in ranking relative to each country, right? And then in our market, Australia proprietary products, right, by country, these were the products, right? So in Australia, in fact, all of the countries except Singapore, OPC was the top. In Singapore, it's the digestive enzyme was the top. So perhaps the people in Singapore need more digestion because of the food that they eat, rich food that they eat probably. And then you've got second and third and fourth. As you can see, calcium, Singapore calcium is very low. For Australia, it's the second. And ultimate aloe, we are the third, but the others don't see it as such. And in Taiwan, it doesn't even appear, okay? So yeah, I will encourage you, if you're interested, to download this. And the second part that he talked about was in regards to China. Now, I must admit, as I sat in the room, I didn't fully understand it, but I suppose the attitude that I took every time I go to a leadership seminar or the annual conference is, I may not understand fully, but I know that Market America, Market Australia will work it out in the few months ahead. All right, so I don't stress over it. So essentially what we've done is this. We've got the global store, which all of us have, and the global store is in Mandarin. The prices are quoted in RMB, which is the local yuan in China, and we collect WeChat Pay and Alipay, which means the benefit to the customers of ours is so easy because everyone in China would have those 2 payment systems. But there will be a very small number who would actually have a Visa or a MasterCard. Okay, so this facilitates them. All right. However, it is still not sufficient. That's what the people in the company that we have in Hong Kong, etc., when they do research to get the biggest exposure, or the you guys must have heard of the 11/11. The 11th of November is in China. It's a Singles Day, right? So to get that exposure, we need to join one of these big platforms. And what Market America has done, Shop.com has done, is to partner with Tmall Global, right? So basically, we are a shop within Tmall. And because the majority of the people either shop in a few of these, Tmall is one of them, Taobao is the other one. So that being a shop, basically we've got a shop in the shopping center called Tmall, right? And what Tmall tells us from their big data and the analysis, that the number 1 product that they sell is personal care and cosmetics, okay? And number 2 is health and nutrition. 2 of our top categories, all right? And hence we see a lot of potential in this partnership with Tmall, which is an Alibaba company. And so by joining Tmall, we will get the brand visibility, because it's like saying, oh, I've got a shop in Chatston or in Chatswood. So everybody goes to Chatswood and say, oh, all right, the next time I'm in Chatswood, I'll look for you. That's basically what it means, the brand visibility. And as a result, we are then able to get more customers that way. And this is just some basic comparisons between how we currently do it in Shop.com more global versus Tmall, okay? Yeah, Lily pointed out that currently in the Shop.com global, we only have 400 US label products, whereas in Tmall, we're going to have the full complement of the US store. So basically, everything that you can get in America can be available in Tmall in China, right? And the delivery is different. Now, in the BV part, this is something that I'm still not 100% sure, and I must admit this to everyone, because I haven't been able to understand how this works. But it sounds like when somebody buys from Tmall, that customer will be then using an algorithm allocated to one of us UFOs through some formula. Okay. The other way would be if you can get your customer, let's say you've got 5 customers, you get them to register in your store, and then be able to then link whatever they buy in Tmall, and our computer system will say, okay, here is Kitty, your auntie from Guangzhou, right? And then they will then allocate it to you versus giving it to Hong and Lily or somebody else. So it will be in one of those methods, but they will sort it out, because we all know that Market America do not want to hold the customers for themselves. Okay, not like other companies. They say, "Oh, look, you buy from the company count." No, because they don't want that to happen. They want all of us to individually look after our own customers. That's really our the benefit that that the shop.com system has for all of us. Okay, so this QR code, if you scan it, it will take you directly to the Tmall Market America store. This is the QR code that is used. So, in the example that I gave, if Kitty, you have your auntie in Guangzhou, then you would send them this QR code. They can scan it, and they will go directly into it. And when they sign in with that ID that they registered in your global shop, then all the BV that will be purchased will be credited to you, right? I think, right? So just please don't hold me to it, because it wasn't made clear to us. So the rest of the presentation was Simon views that Lily has already covered. So I will hand it back to Liwa. Liwa, please, you give us your impression and the things that you took from spending the weekend in KL with us. Liwa, over to you.
Okay. No, I was overwhelmed with the information the first time, you see. So I think too much to absorb already. So to me, I learned from there is the important thing is a teamwork. Then you have to be coachable, willing to learn. That's what I learned from them. That's the most important thing. Because to me, I'm totally new to this business. So I have to start from zero. So I have to be coachable and willing to learn.
Fantastic.
Yep, that's all for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Liwa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, that was really good. Thank you so much, Lily and Hong and Liwa. Being such a new partner and willing to fly from Penang to KL to attend, that is already, a great example to a lot of the new partners here as well. And so thank you. Yeah, really great. Thank you. I've had quite a few moments already, even just listening to you, Lily and Hong, and even though I wasn't there, but I'm sure that being there is not the same as just listening in, but it's wonderful. Thank you so very much.
I didn't do them justice. They were all very good. They were all very good.
Yes. So thank you so much. And so because it's nearly time 10 past, where it's sort of, I would just quickly share the last bit of the agenda for today, and which is basically the upcoming result producing activities, and then we'll call it a night. But basically, these are the events that are in Melbourne, are extremely important for those of you who are in Melbourne to attend. Coming up tomorrow, if there is any of you who know anyone who can speak Cantonese or understand Cantonese and are wanting to learn more about TLS, please feel free to invite them to an overview, which we'll have at 9 o'clock. And then on Friday, the 15th, which is next week, Dennis friends will be coming to Melbourne. We'll have an unfranchised business presentation in Berlin. Then, of course, the local seminar in Doncaster, as well. The special calling is actually on the Sunday, the 17th, on Saturday. I think it was a typo there. And then the week after, we also have an HBP and then a Wellness 101 on the 30th, which Mark will be facilitating. So basically, this is the information about Dennis Springs. So I would highly, highly recommend. I mean, I'm sure that all of you would know, how powerful and amazing Dennis is. And if you have not got a ticket yet, please let us know. We've got extra tickets that, of course, if you or your guests are wanting to, participate, please let us know. So, I think that's
Kitty?
Yes, Lily?
Friday night, we have to thank Anne, but she will be doing a Q&A session for us on Zoom calling,
Right.
which I have posted the registration on the Global Team Building chat site. I can send it to you so that you can forward it to other chat site that you yourself and other, your own team may have. So it will be at 8 p.m. Australian time, and I will be interviewing our Miss Enlo, getting some hot nuts and bolts from her.
Okay. So it's Friday, yeah?
This Friday, yes.
Okay. Thank you, Lily.
Okay.
I'll pass it on to the team then. Yeah, fantastic. All right then. So I think that's basically it. And of course, we are really grateful to be able to connect with not only Lily and Hong, who are our crossing leaders, and as she mentioned, the teamwork is so extremely important, within globally and locally and within Australia and in Melbourne as well. So yeah, and we also did have connection with Lily doing the ACES with the Global 6x6. I suppose if there's anyone at all who would like to restart that maybe next year, I don't know when, but we can certainly consider that. So until next time, take care everyone, and bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Good job. Good job.